Hola, chicos. Okay, so round two of this quiz. If you read the assignment, you know that I'm not super happy with you. You had a week of practice and reminders before you were supposed to take that test. There's no reason for so many of you to have just not done it. And there certainly is no reason for you to have failed the way that you did. So I am running out of patience with that sort of thing. However, I am a good teacher. My kids do not fail. This doesn't happen. And so I can't bring myself to move on until everyone has at least had a second chance, but it will be a second and last chance. So if you need to go all the way back through because you didn't do any lessons on possession, then you need to go all the way back through in these 24 hours or whatever it is you have when you find this. Um, you had all kinds of opportunities to learn this, and a whole bunch of you just didn't. Those of you who got 100%, and there were like 10 hundreds. So it's not a matter of the material wasn't there and you couldn't learn it. Unfortunately, you're just not doing the work, guys, and you have to. I know that it's hard. I know it is, but this is the situation that we're in. It's so much of it is on you. I can only do so much for you because I don't have you trapped in a classroom every day to do the work. So, I don't know what else to tell you other than if you don't pass, you're going to have to just take it again because it's required. So, if I were you, I would try to get myself together and learn as much as I could so that I don't have to then repeat a class that I didn't want to do to begin with and blew off. That is not the way to go. I know that you're not accustomed in middle school to having that consequence that you can get a really bad grade and you still move on from 7th to 8th grade English. It doesn't work like that with high school classes. If you fail, you just have to do it again. And Spanish is required. Spanish 1 is required. So in order to graduate from high school, you have to pass this class. You could have done it this year, and you still can actually if you go ahead and do your work. But if you just blow it off, all you're doing is putting off the inevitable. At some point, you have to do this. So, you know what? You've already put in 3/4 of the year. Why not just buckle down and do what you have to do to get the credit? I hate to see kids fail. A lot of kids think that teachers are out to get you, and we love it when we can fail someone. That's the worst thing. It is the worst to have to give someone an F, or to see that someone has earned an F. Actually, we don't award anything. It's all dependent on your effort. So I'm going to give you one last chance to pass this particular quiz. Those of you who already passed, you are off the hook. If you're happy with your grade, you don't have to do this. Um, but so what I'm going to do is I'll first record the first draft of scores. And then those of you that follow this lesson repeat the quiz and are able to pass it the second time, I'll change the scores. So that's what will happen. So all of you who got 100% the first time, I'm really sorry. I would encourage you to go back and keep working on your vocab, because that is a much harder test, and that's coming up just after your standardized testing. So remember, you have to type those words out. You have to know how to spell them all. So if you spend that time now, today, when you have this extra time because everybody else has to pass the quiz, then that will put you a little more ahead. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is walk through this. Now, for you guys, I left all this stuff on depending on what it is you like. I see that you can have the question read aloud to you. I don't know how that would go in Spanish, but I mean, I don't care which of these you do on the practice. For the actual test, I turn most of these options off, but I do not want sound effects. I don't want this, and I don't want memes. Okay, so I'm going to take the quiz. Here I go. Start the game. My friends, plants. So I'm going to have to type then the plants of las plantas de mi amigo. Las plantas de mi amigo, because there's no apostrophe S in Spanish. The plants of my friends. Submit. Got it right. Good job, Stephanie Kallenber. Next one, our alumno. So you're going to use a possessive pronoun here. Our, me, tú, su, nuestro, vuestro. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to use nuestro, but then we're going to look at the number and the gender. It's masculine, alumnos, and it's plural. So I have to add an S. Nuestros alumnos. Submit. I still have a little bit of time, but not much. And I got it right. Okay. Our mother's estante. So there's an apostrophe S here, which means that you can't get to figure out a way to get rid of it. And the way that you do that in Spanish is possession with de. So you're going to say los estantes de nuestra madre. So the shelves of our mother. Let's see if I'm right. Yes. Los estantes de nuestra madre. Next one, my books. Easy peasy. This is the mi, tu, su, nuestro, vuestro, su, that. So if it's my, then it's mi libros. Do I leave it me? No, it's libros, so I need to make it agree. Mis libros. I don't have to worry about whether it's masculine or feminine because mis doesn't change to masculine or feminine. So I'm going to submit it. Okay, power up. I find this annoying. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Juan's puerta, apostrophe S. We can't do that. So I have to say the door, la puerta of Juan. La puerta de Juan. So this de Juan is what accomplishes your apostrophe S. La puerta de Juan. Our mochilas. So I'm going to use those possessive adjectives. Mi, tu, su, nuestro, vuestro. Okay, so I'm going to use a form of nuestro mochila. So mochila is feminine and it's plural. So it needs an S right there. And it also needs to agree with mochila, which is feminine. So I say nuestras mochilas. Submit. Grandma's ropa. So it's an apostrophe S. So I'm going to have to say the clothing of grandma. So I say la ropa of de abuela. La ropa de abuela. Grandma's ropa. Submit. Doing great. So you've seen all of the concepts that you, no, I don't care about this, that you need to have in order to pass this quiz. Her cosas. So that comes from the possessive adjective box, mi, tu, su, nuestro, vuestro. So if I want to say her, I'm not going to use me or tu, but su. And then I have cosas, su cosas. Su doesn't change to agree in gender, like male or female, but it does change in number. So since cosas is plural, I'm going to have to put an S there. Sus cosas, her things. Submit. Our grapadora. So it's going to be the mi, tu, su, nuestro, vuestro. From that box, we're going to start with nuestro. Grapadora. Now, I wouldn't recommend typing it wrong. yourself. If you know it off the top of your head, then type the right form. So let's see. We have to make nuestro agree in number and in gender. So number, is there an S? There is not an S, so I don't have to put one on nuestro. Is it masculine or feminine? Grapadora is feminine, so I need to put an S at the end of nuestra. You never change the noun. Submit. Ooh, almost ran out of time there. His almohada, that's a possessive adjective. So it comes from the box where you have me, to, su. So we're going to say su almohada. I don't have to make this su agree in gender. So even though the almohada is feminine, I don't have to change the possessive adjective. So su almohada stays just as it is because it's singular. It doesn't need an S. So I just submit it. Okay, I'm not going to go through this entire quiz. Um, but again, the reason I did this with you is because I wanted to go over those main points. I wanted to have a chance to review each of the points. And I sort of wanted to scold you a bit if you have not been doing what you're supposed to do. You've made a really uncomfortable bed for yourself at this point if you haven't done any of the work, but you can still salvage it. If you do that practice quiz a bunch of times today, the quiz will be exactly the same style as it was when you bombed it. So prepare. Get ready for it. If you have specific questions or you would like me to work with you individually, then just send me an email. Make sure that if I don't answer you, you send it repeatedly so that I see it. Don't do that through a private message because those will very often get lost in the shuffle of the million things I have going on my computer. Okay, chicos, that's all I have for you today. You're getting ready for your retake. And if you don't need a retake, then you're studying your vocab. Hasta luego, chicos.